All Christians need to know this. The church in America is dying. It's declining at the fastest rate in recorded history. It's the first time in our country's history that less than half of the population regularly attends church. And I'll tell you what, it's not a bad thing because this is something God is doing. You see, the institutional form of church that dominates America was never intended by God to begin with. There's no instruction for it in Scripture. And it's served its purpose throughout history, and it appears that God may be done with it. It doesn't mean that people don't believe in God. By far, the majority of Americans say they believe in God. They just don't believe in the institutional form of church that they see on every street corner. So what God's doing is he's leading people out of the institution so that he can prepare for a reformation. In other words, he wants people to get back to the book and see how he designed the church to operate. There's plenty of instruction that we don't follow in the church. We form corporations in tax exempt status and have paid clergy positions that aren't even in the Bible. My goodness, we call everything a pastor, from administration to children's ministry to worship leader. All of these made up positions that rule over this institution that we call church, which was not God's design. So now what's happening is that people that are leaving the church are finding that there is a purer expression of their faith outside of those institutional walls. Now, people that are still running the institution, they can't figure this out. They think that this is some kind of shaking of the foundation, that God's going to do a great work of renewal and bring all these people back to the institution. But I don't believe that's going to be the case. I think what God's doing is he's leading people out so that they can start to rediscover the organic, spirit-led nature of the church as God designed it. So if you're one of those people that have left the church, then I would encourage you to find others that have left the church, because God did not intend for us to be alone. You know, the first thing he said after he created man was, it is not good for man to be alone. The church is a gathering of believers, but it doesn't have to gather in an institutional form. There's plenty of people out there looking to gather organically and to care for their neighbors and to love other people and to share the worship of their Creator. I hope you will take the time to try and connect with them.